What we're talking about today are a couple of documents that we created. Basically, a couple years ago, we had this idea because a lot of agents would come to us and ask us, I've got a listing. What do I do with it? How do I put it on Facebook? What's the best way to market it? Like literally, it was like, I got the thing, now what? And so what we wanted to do, we created a residential and a luxury version of these documents that are just kind of general guides on how to market a listing online. And we have it divided into before you get the listing, once the listing goes live, and once the listing it goes pending or closed or something like that. So we've had these out for a couple of years, but about a week or two ago updated them, redesigned them, added a couple points to them. So I just wanted to show you guys, remind you where these "So You Got a Listing" documents are. They are great resources, even to have one of each printed and tagged to your wall somewhere in your office, on a bulletin board somewhere, or if you've got a new agent who just got their first listing, showing them where these are. So I wanted to show you guys how to find these. So we're in Schmidt Resources right now, of course. You can go to any of our regions, and when you scroll down to video and social media, and I might have already said this a couple BlueSyncs ago, but we are actually in the process of updating a few things, redesigning, rearranging, and kind of condensing some things. So the more you go into Schmidt Resources lately, the more you'll see some new graphics, some things being rearranged. So we're kind of doing a big all hands on deck refresh of the site. So keep a lookout for that. But for now, this one is definitely going to change. It's not going to be my face anymore. But look for the video and social media square where you can find young JD. And right here, you'll see in that second row, "So You Got a Listing Checklist" and "So You Got a Luxury Listing Checklist." So let's open this bad boy up real quick and take a look here. So again, the idea here is, if you're trying to advertise your property digitally, what are the best things you can do to prepare for that, to take to do it, and then after the listing closes. So just some bullet points as kind of guides for agents on the best way to do these things. So before the listing goes active, if there was one thing I could make required in this company, it would be high-res photography for every listing. Hiring a photographer, a professional photographer, to take stunning photos of your property for the listing. Now, the thing that's important to think about is that that's not just marketing this property. You now have these photos as assets. I've seen an agent up in northern Michigan, you create custom pages on their Moxie site with the assets, like videos and photos they've had done for previous properties, as a showcase of the sort of marketing they do for their clients if they're on a listing appointment or something like that. So any high-res photography or a video walkthrough, a professional video of a property, is going to be a huge asset, not only down the road in your career, but down the road when this listing is live. If you don't, if you're not hiring a professional videographer, shooting a self-shot guide is a video tour is great, and we got a little guide there. When the listing goes active, we have a few ways to leverage that. Posting the branded website link to your business page. Don't use an MLS link. This is still one of the biggest things I see that I try to steer people away from. Do not share your MLS links on Facebook. Share the links from your site, from your Moxie site, from the site that you use, because that's going to be branded better for you, and it's going to be easier for the consumer to navigate versus the MLS. Advertise it using Listings to Leads or Social Ad Engine, of course boosting it yourself. With Listings to Leads, we've been doing this bagging leads series that you guys have been seeing, hopefully have been aware of and been on the past couple of weeks. It's a great time to watch those and to take advantage of those when advertising your listing. Posting on Instagram, and then this one is a big one here for me, this fourth one. Unique posts on Facebook and Instagram each week. So a lot of times what happens is if a listing goes live, I put it on Facebook the day that it goes live, like, hey, new listing, check it out. Maybe I post it again when I have an open house or two, but sometimes that listing just sits on my social media for or sits on the market for a few weeks, but I don't post it anywhere else. So doing unique posts on Facebook or Instagram each week to highlight certain features. Does the home have a beautiful backyard? Is there a recently remodeled kitchen? Is the entryway beautiful? Just taking those photos and sharing that on Facebook and Instagram to highlight certain parts of the home. 9 times out of 10, I'd say even 99% of the time, The best photo to start with, and you know, on the MLS, obviously, is the exterior photo. But sometimes those can be deceiving. Maybe someone sees a photo of the exterior and goes, "Oh, okay, cool, whatever, another home." But then they see a photo of the kitchen or the living area or the backyard later on, and they go, "Oh, wait, actually, I am kind of interested in that." And then finally, when a listing sells or a buyer closes, this stuff is huge, guys. These are the things that I don't think our agents are doing consistently that really, can make a difference. First of all, share the sold on social media, right? Photo with the clients with the keys in front of the house, in front of the property with the sold sign and the, with title in the office. Those photos make a difference. I always say you as the agent, our agents need to be on their Facebook, on their social media. These are great ways to really kind of just passively be out there with your clients. It's not an ad. It's not like trying to get more business or trying to be, salesy, but you're congratulating your clients on another sold. And it's putting you out there so when people go to your page, they see you. Ask for a review for the testimonial tree. If you've got that set up automatically, boom, you don't even have to do anything. That's going to go automatically. This third one, though, is a huge point that I feel like gets overlooked a lot. Generate social media presence report and share with clients. All this means is, to simplify this all the way down, tell your clients the kind of advertising you did for them and the results. If you did a postcard campaign, tell them, hey, I just sent out, and don't even wait till the end. Do this throughout the transaction. Tell them, hey, I just sent out 5,000 postcards for your property, marketing it in the nearby neighborhoods. Or tell them at the end of it, hey, I just finished my first social media campaign. 12,000 people saw your property, and I got 3,000 clicks to the landing page. So tell them what you're doing, because I've had agents come to me. There's one that I always use as a specific story where an agent said, I've had this luxury listing for 6 months and we're nearing the end of the contract, and the clients are thinking of not renewing because they say I haven't been doing any marketing for them, or they're not sure what I've been doing. But JD, I did the video tour for them, and I had the broker open, and I did the beautiful this, and I did the Facebook ad. And I said, well, have you told them any of those things? And she goes, no, I don't think I've told all of them. And I said, well, they're not going to know what you're doing unless you tell them what you're doing. So make sure to push your agents, or if your agent's watching this, tell your clients what you're doing for them. Show them the marketing you're doing. Send them a screenshot of the ad, anything like that. And then just some additional exposure. Stories on Facebook and Instagram. The stories part of the app is huge. And then engage. Again, if someone comments on your post, respond to them. If somebody shares something or asks a question, respond to them. Be responsive and engaging. So that's the residential version. The luxury version is very similar with just a couple different added points here, like submitting your listing for the luxury home of the week. Make sure with you guys, your ASCs, you guys are the ones who do this. Make sure it is properly checked. I believe it's in Dash or Account Tech now. Make sure it's marked as luxury, so it's being syndicated to the proper luxury sites. And then before the listing goes active, another huge thing you can do: purchase a space in the luxury magazine. Now, the print version, as you guys probably know, is already out there. It's being distributed right now, but the digital version gets advertised very aggressively year round. And if an agent were today buy a space for a new listing, they would have that space until the next print edition, next June or next May or June. So that you don't just get it for the month, you get it indefinitely. And this listing, the past 18 months-ish, I think we've hit about 3.5 million people and have over 180, 160, I think somewhere in there, 1,000 clicks through the magazine just from our ads alone, let alone the high net worth email. This magazine gets blasted everywhere, so it is such a great investment. And again, it's a tool you can use down the road. If your agents ever get into the print magazine, if they put a listing in there, they get to bring that on a listing appointment for a luxury listing and say, this is what I do with my listings. I put them in this magazine, in the digital version of this magazine, and advertise it everywhere. So again, guys, if you have any questions, please write them in the chat. I just wanted to refresh you guys, remind you that these exist, that they've been refreshed a little bit. A couple added points here about the luxury and stuff, and generating the reviews using testimonial tree to make sure we're getting reviews from our clients. But I've seen when I travel, and I'm excited to finally start traveling a bit more the next couple of months again. I see these plastered in the offices. I see them on the bulletin boards, or I've seen a pile next to on an ASC's desk, just ready to hand out for their agents when they get those listings as reminders. You guys are that front line, and this is such a great asset to share with them, so they have some direction on, hey, what should I do? How should I advertise this property? This is a great way to show them what they can do. So any questions on these? Again, they're instrument resources. They're in this video and social media square. Look for my young mug, and you'll see these must-dos and additional exposures for listings. So any questions, guys?